Long ago, before time had a name, the first Spinjitzu master created Ninjago, using the 4 golden weapons. But there is much more to the lore. I'm Chris, aka DuckBricks, and today we are jumping in to the history and lore of ancient LEGO Ninjago. Let's dive into it right now.
This is my interpretation of Ninjago lore. Part 1. Rise of the 17 Realms. In the beginning, long before time had a name, there was nothing. Then, in an explosion of light and life and creation, the first realm was born. A majestic world of canyons, cliffs, and oceans, this first realm was home to the mythical dragons, beings of pure creation that wielded the elements themselves, and the mysterious Oni, shape-shifting demons who controlled the power of darkness and destruction. Powerful, ageless, and godlike beings known as Source Dragons were the first to rise, possessing primal abilities to maintain equilibrium in the cosmos. From these 7 Source Dragons, dozens of individuals across the universe were blessed with the raw power of the elements themselves: fire, water, earth, metal, speed, time, lightning, mind, nature, and countless more. Spawning from these 7 Source Dragons, the firstborn, mother of all dragons, came into being with the ability to wield all the core elements at once. As these powerful forces of creation and destruction evolved and spread throughout the first realm, more sister realms materialized from the power of creation itself. In the midst of the ethereal divide that separates all parallel realms, more and more worlds came into being, each unique and consisting of their own life forms, society, cultures, and terrain. The Wildness, Cloud Kingdom, the Realm of Madness, Mysterium, the Underworld, Ninjago, the Cursed Realm, the Neverrealm, Imperium, the Departed Realm. 17 realms came into being in total, many of which existed untouched by travelers from other worlds, such as the Realm of Lee. But there was one last realm, a realm which would come to be known as Ninjago, where our story truly begins. In ancient times, Ninjago was a watery realm filled with raging oceans and unforgiving winds. Ruled by the great serpent Wojira, who controlled the raw power of wind and water itself, Ninjago was a realm in endless turmoil, with tribalistic keepers and water-dwelling Merlopians fighting an endless battle against this terrible serpent and the elements themselves. Wojira drew her power from 2 arcane amulets of storm and wave placed on her forehead, allowing her to command the full strength of water and wind to terrorize the land. As the realms developed and grew into their own, symbols, words, and artifacts began to bleed across the ethereal divide. Travelers from other realms became stranded in unforgiving new lands, but one thing was certain: the name of Wojira soon took hold across countless realms, with the denizens of each world creating their own myths, legends, and warnings of this great serpent who commanded the raw power of wave and storm itself. Part 2. Child of Light and Dark. During all this time, conflict was brewing in the first realm. Small skirmishes led to battles, which led to all-out endless war between the Oni and the Dragon, raw forces of destruction and creation itself. Building colossal temples and fortresses, the Oni formed their own society, erecting a great wall between their territory and that of the dragons, and mounting the heads of fallen dragons on spires as a warning. The dragons retaliated in turn, led by the godlike mother of all dragons, Firstborn, who wielded every element at once. Dragons of fire, lightning, earth, wind, and ice, and all other elements pushed back against the darkness of the Oni. As the war reached its breaking point and the once beautiful first realm was ripped apart by endless turmoil, a child came into existence amidst the forbidden union of a dragon and an Oni. Born of both light and darkness, this child came to be known as the first Spinjitzu Master, having created a powerful martial arts form that summoned pure whirlwinds of light and energy. Having been born of both worlds, this boy understood the necessity of both the light and the dark. understanding that within him was the ability to create and destroy. Refusing to take a side between the Oni and the dragon, this hybrid child was the object of many battles and conflicts between the two warring factions, both seeking to control him and win the war. Eventually, he bonded with Firstborn, mother of all dragons, forging a set of golden dragon armor and a dragonbone sword in a quest to end the endless war and unite the dragon and Oni once and for all. But when this quest failed and the war continued, the first Spinjitzu master left the realm of Oni and Dragon, having failed in his mission. In his stead, the firstborn dragon fought on, waiting for him to return. And as time passed in the first realm, legends began to form of the first Spinjitzu master and his golden armor, which was said to have the ability to control the firstborn dragon herself. Fleeing from this first realm, the hybrid boy managed to travel to the realm of Ninjago, where he found a world engulfed in chaos, the Keepers and Merlopians in dire battle with the terrible serpent Wojira across the turmoil of the endless sea. Believing that in order for there to be peace, Wojira must fall, the first Spinjitzu master led the Keepers and Merlopians in an epic battle against Wojira. But despite all their combined might, the boy was unable to defeat the serpent. In a climactic clash that would later be known as the Battle of 9 Days, a Keeper tribe member named Niad rose to the forefront. Having been blessed with the ability to control the element of water for the first time, Niad turned the tide of the war and managed to get a glimpse of the powerful wave and storm elements atop Wojira's head, the source of her power. But despite all her might and the power of the first Spinjitzu master, Keepers and Merlopians combined, Niad was unable to pry the amulets from Wojira's head. And so, she made the ultimate sacrifice, merging her essence with the endless sea to become a god of the ocean. With the awesome power of the sea at her command, Niad ripped the amulets from Wojira's head, sending the world serpent into an endless slumber at the bottom of the sea. Having completed her mission, Niad fully merged with the ocean, losing all sense of her old self and slowly becoming lost to time. With the battle concluded, the first Spinjitzu master bestowed the wave amulet to the Merlopians, who took it deep underwater to their sunken cities and realm of the deep. He then entrusted the storm amulet to the Keepers, who retreated to a forbidden island and used the power of the amulet to create a dense storm belt around their land, carving out their own unique, isolated society on this island of the Keepers. As for Wojira, her body was placed in solitude in the deepest part of the ocean, the Tartarus Trench, with the Merlopians erecting a great undersea temple to seal her away. As time went on, the tale of Wojira faded into myths and legend. Some grew to believe Wojira had created the moon by crystallizing a bolt of lightning and sending it far into the sky. Others, like the Keepers, even grew to worship Wojira and her wrath, believing she protected them from outsiders. But soon, the name of the serpent faded from history and was all but lost to time. And in these early days of the 17 realms, the first Spinjitzu master took it upon himself to forge 3 immensely powerful dragon energy cores, artifacts that existed in the ethereal divide to halt an inevitable event known as the Coalescence, which would cause all 17 realms to merge together. To create these powerful orbs, the Spinjitzu master called upon the council of the 7 source dragons, bidding them to pool their energies into the cores to maintain the separation between realms, and splitting the artifacts across the realms so they would not fall into the hands of evil, fresh from his battle with the dreadful Wojira and dreading the power of the Oni. And with that, we have summed up the early history of the 17 realms, right before we get to the world of Ninjago. Stay tuned for more, and thank you so much for watching this first part of Ninjago's ancient history. Tune in to kids.lego.com/Ninjago for so much more fun. Thanks for watching.